Fine people at home. Julian, John, one game number one. Mono Green Tron up a game here over Jund. John on your right, Fabiano on your left. These players going to shuffle up and get ready here for game number two. We're going to bring you the rest of this match and hopefully some more after it. But if not, we'll announce our winner, of course, of our Mythic Madness giveaway and get ready for round number 10 soon enough. Fabiano's top 8 at back-to-back invitationals here on the SCG Tour, by the way, so we'll be looking for 3 in a row. And Julian John still looking for his first invitational top 8.
So notably, we don't have sideboards up on this screen, but after sideboard, Gerard does have access to 3 copies of Fulminator Mage, which are pretty good against the Mono Green Tron deck at slowing them down. Taking them off of Tron mana is where you want to be, as long as you're putting pressure on them. If you're not hitting them with something like a Tarmogoyf or a Dark Confidant, destroying their lands doesn't really matter that much, because their entire deck is built to find more copies of those Tron lands.
Yeah.
That's like their whole deck.
Don't forget about those Blood Moons that he's playing, too. He's got 2 of those in his sideboard as well.
Yeah. 2 copies of Blood Moon, not overly common out of Jund, but I have seen Brad Nelson do it before, so I'm going to say, it's a thing. You know.
And it can't take some players by surprise. You don't see Blood Moon in the sideboard of Jund that often anymore.
That's true. That is true.
So this is something that maybe could take Julian John by surprise. Don't know if Julian John is expecting this card. You expect Fulminator Mage nowadays. That doesn't really come as much of a surprise from any of these Golgari-based decks. But Blood Moon, not so much nowadays. So Julian giving this deck a healthy shuffle. There it is. No, just kidding. A little more. A little more. Dealer, give me a wash. Who's going to break first, Gerard or Julian? All right. Deck is what I like to believe is sufficiently randomized.
You know.
And now, Gerard will be on the play. He'll take a look at his opening hand.
Personally, I don't think people randomize their deck enough.
I like shuffling.
Yeah, shuffling's dope.
I like to get a good shuffle.
People always complain that like Magic Online shuffle algorithm was busted, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I drew 17 lands in a row. It's like, well, A, no you didn't. You know. B, you could have won on turn 4 if you had not messed up. and C, this is true randomization.
It is true randomization. Let's take a look here at Julian's hand, which is not particularly good, folks. 2 Urza's Mines, Expedition Map, Oblivion Stone, Thragtusk, Wormcoil Engine, Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Inquisition of Kozilek is being cast here, so Gerard can only take 2 of those cards in Oblivion Stone and Expedition Map, and Map is the obvious selection.
Yeah, but it's Tron. It's just Tron on top. And it's the right ones.
Mine is where Julian will start. Fabiano's going to play another discard spell here in Thoughtseize. The draw step was a Ghost Quarter, so now this is where you peel
Tron.
the power plant.
Tron.
Yeah, definitely Tron. Latron James.
Yeah.
If LeBron played Magic, he would play Tron. For sure. Oblivion Stone down. Show me a Urza's land.
Wait, so is Thragtusk like J.R. Smith just kind of a big dumb idiot? That
No, because like Thragtusk is like you need to pick like a card that's good a lot of the time, but not great sometimes. Like real high ceiling, and the floor is also low. That's J.R. Smith.
Okay.
If you find one of those,
J.R. Smith's going to watch this replay and be like,
yeah, that's what he's doing.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Talking smack.
Yeah. He's tuning into the broadcast.
Yeah.
Hi, JR. Going to sacrifice a Chromatic Star is Julian John for a green mana. Oh, well, there it is.
Weird.
It took him a little while to get there.
It took him 1 turn.
Yeah.
To find it.
There's the power plant, found the tower.
Gerard notably missing his 3rd land drop.
That is worth noting.
No Fulminator yet.
Yep.
No Blood Moon yet.
Yep.
He's about to get smushed.
Better draw a 3rd land, Gerard.
You
better draw a 3rd land and do something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this gets bad.
That's my point. This is fine, right? This
totally
in
fine.
Modern.
This is fine.
This is okay. He's just gonna turn 4. He got hit with 2 discard spells. He's gonna play Ugin on turn 4.
I got no problem with it.
But got hit with 2 discard spells.
Gerard drew a land. How about that?
Well, does he have it?
He's got Blood Moon. He's got Blood Moon.
Okay. Well, he's gonna lock himself out.
Well,
but that's fine.
That makes it a little more difficult.
You have to play Blood Moon. But Julian does have access to Oblivion Stone. No, got taken. I lied.
Yep, gone. Does have Thragtusk still.
Yep, but no Forest.
Well, here's the thing. Ghost Quarter. If Gerard plays Blood Moon, probably going to want to Ghost Quarter on his own lands, get a forest, get a forest, and then he'll have access to green mana and be able to keep doing his thing. Gerard had a quick question for the judge. He's back.
Yeah, but that also sets him back a full land. And when you're trying to get to a natural 5 to cast Thragtusk, it's pretty tough.
Well, you already got another land in your hand, right? So you Ghost Quarter a land, you got a forest and a land, and then you play your third land. Tarmogoyf's not that big. I think you have to maybe take the risk, personally, but it does not look like Julian is interested in doing so. So that solves that.
Yeah, all he needs to do is draw a Chromatic Star, Sphere, something like that, and that should unlock green mana. A Natural Force is also fine. They usually play 3 or 4 of those.
See how many Julian's got. Julian's got 4. There's the Tower of Power, but nothing to do with it, of course, because those are mountains, folks. So we're going to head back over to Fabiano. He's going to tap some mana. What's he got to follow up with? Ooh, Fulminator Mage. Okay.
Yeah, under Blood Moon, everything can still tap for red. Fulminator Mage hybrid mana. Coming in, popping that Tron piece.
Now, I believe Tarmogoyf grew, right? Should be a 4 or 5 now. Yeah, so Fabiano's got a real clock here as he's going to come across here with Tarmogoyf. Julian John needs to peel some sort of way to play a Thragtusk, folks. There's his mine. Pass the turn back.
Now, this is one reason why you don't see Blood Moon out of Jund a lot. Gerard wasn't able to draw a fetch land early on, and so he's stuck unable to cast basically any spell in his hand other than that Fulminator Mage from previous turn. His hand does have a bunch of things like Assassin's Trophy, things like that. And Julian here going to stop that Thragtusk in its tracks.
Well, Julian took a risk. He drew Chromatic Star, didn't have a land to follow up, so he cracked the star for green mana, hoping to draw a land, drew the land, played the Thragtusk. So he got a little bit fortunate there.
Yeah, but he was at such a low life total at this point that Gerard attacking plus a single Lightning Bolt was potentially lethal, so I think it's aggressive, but it's warranted.
Yeah. So Fabiano was a turn away, and now he's a lot more than a turn away, that's for sure. We go over to Gerard now on Julian's end step, where he's got a Kolaghan's Command that he's trying to figure out how he wants to use.
Yeah, he can make Julian discard a card or deal 2 damage or something and get back the Fulminator Mage.
And what's tough here for Fabiano now, too, is that, okay, Julian's got 6 mana. You know he's got a Wormcoil Engine in his hand. So you kind of want to blow up his mana a little bit if you can. But if Julian peels another land again, Wormcoil is going to come down and the game gets even more difficult. So Ancient Stirrings will be the discard there from Julian John, which means his hand is pretty darn good.
Yeah, I think Gerard's easiest path to victory is to find a way to make that Tarmogoyf into a 5/6 so it can freely attack through the Thragtusk. But that's going to be relatively difficult with him locked under Blood Moon.
Well, it looks like it might be a 5/6 now. We saw that die change.
The instant from Kolaghan's Command made it a 5/6.
Yeah, so we got instant sorcery, artifacts, land is 4, creature is not in the graveyard anymore because of Fulminator Mage. So yeah, we got a 4. We have land, instant, artifact, sorcery. It's a 4/5 right now.
Yep.
With the ability to turn into a 5/6 at a moment's notice.
Yep. Gerard kind of posturing here with the Fulminator Mage. Before the end of the turn, he's 100% going to use the Fulminator Mage. You know, just giving Julian a chance to potentially make a bad block. Even though I don't even know if this is that bad of a block.
Yeah, I actually personally kind of like this block, right? Because sure, you lose a land and you lose your Thragtusk and you get a beast token, but that's just another draw step.
No, sir. I do not get on camera very much. You get that Tiders and beast token on the battlefield right now, Mr. Spotter Judge.
Well, that's game. That's game. Oh, feeling confidence. We'll see if we can get a Todd Anderson beast token out here right away.
I'm livid.
You can't see him at home, but he is.
There it is.
There
it is.
There you go. You attacked for 3.
3 times.
You're taking a bite out of Gerard Fabiano right now. Let's see what this is going to be. Dark Confidant, little outclassed. Let's go back over to Julian. Drew another land. Yeah, we are dunzo. Here's the Stirrings.
This is why the land destruction, Blood Moon plan, that type of thing is not always effective against Tron. If you can't clock them significantly, they can draw out and just start casting their stuff. Especially after sideboard, you know, they do have things like Thragtusk, which buy them a lot of time. Cards like Wormcoil Engine, even though they cost 6, bridge the gap to your big stuff like Karn and even Ugin later on.
Oblivion Stone was the find. Wormcoil Engine going to come across here for 6 life-linking, death-touching damage.
Yeah, Gerard here with access to just red mana, that Blood Moon, hindering all of the cards in his hand, basically.
It'll be a forest here from Julian John, perhaps. Let's make it Oblivion Stone first. Pass the turn back. Over to Fabiano, who will reveal a Stomping Ground and have to draw a card here from Dark Confidant in just a moment.
Nah, he revealed a mountain.
Well, Stomping Ground Mountain. Yeah, you got me.
Got him.
Winner of the contest, you have Twitch.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Gerard here. Julian doesn't have to pop this Oblivion Stone basically ever, but it's always nice to have like a safety valve if things start to go horribly wrong for him. He has a blocker here with the Beast token. Wormcoil Engine gaining 6 life a turn, which invalidates the attack from Gerard for the most part. Now, what do you think about this new rules change with Blood Moon?
I'm for it because it just makes things less complicated.
Yeah, so old school rules, Gerard plays a Stomping Ground, has to pay 2 life if he wants to come in untapped. Nowadays, it's just a mountain, no matter where it's set.
Yeah,
You know?
I like that better. I think it's just simpler and cleaner and everything else.
Same. It is a little confusing for people who've been playing for a long time. I myself have had it come up multiple times and just, it looked weird at first, and I was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just
rule change.
Yeah, just a mountain. Here's a Thoughtseize. Goodbye, Ugin.
Oh no.
Don't need Ugin to win this game, though. That's for sure. We're gonna head back over to Julian John.
I suspect Gerard is going to double block the Wormcoil. Whoa,
Well.
no, Nelly. That was a good draw.
It's getting harder to do now.
Ain't no double blocks happening now.
A Relic of Progenitor is going to come down and be sacrificed right away, which means that Tarmogoyf is turned into a 0/1. That's a forest there for Julian John, and now even you get to attack Todd, or at least he's thinking about it. There you go.
Yep. The only card Julian mildly afraid of here, Lightning Bolt, but I believe Gerard multiple times now would have bolted the Beast token and started attacking.
Maybe
He
not.
peeled one off of his draw step for the turn, though, if I'm not mistaken. So things might change a little bit, but I think he's still chump blocking on the Wormcoil Engine right now.
Yeah, the question is just which creatures he's going to chump block with. Will it be Tarmogoyf or Dark Confidant? I think that Gerard, in order to win this game, has to get unreasonably lucky with the Dark Confidant, but you got to give yourself a chance to win.
Yeah, he needs to peel a forest, and Dark Covenant gives him 2 shots at it, whereas Goyf only gives him 1. A forest would allow him to use Assassin's Trophy to buy a turn by casting the trophy on Julian's upkeep.
Yep. Gerard is trying to give him. Well, hold on. Ooh, he's good. Ooh,
Wow.
that's a little surprising. Blowing the Oblivion Stone now. The Blood Moon's actually. That's weird.
Huh.
Now, Julian's not. By doing that, he's not giving himself Tron back. He's killing Dark Confidant, and he's killing Blood Moon. But by killing Blood Moon, you're actually turning on Gerard's lands. So I can't quite make sense of that one.
It's possible Julian assumed that Gerard was not shut down by his lands very much. It's also possible that the card in his hand is very good, and he just wants to be able to cast it. But
Yeah?
I mean, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a vexing play. We'll just have to wait and see how it shakes out.
Well, Gerard's going to shuffle Julian's deck here very quickly, and then we're going to go back to him. Assassin's Trophy done resolving. Took care of the life-linking worm token, it appears. Now Gerard actually gets to kind of operate here, so... Let's see if Fabiano can weirdly take advantage of this new opportunity.
Well, he has Bloodbraid off, which he's pretty sure he's about to cast, which matches up pretty well against the Death Touch Worm on the other side of the battlefield.
Maelstrom Pulse takes care of that.
If he had waited a turn on the Assassin's Trophy, both the Worm tokens technically have the same name, even though they have 2 different abilities. Maelstrom Pulse does take care of both of those Worm tokens at once, but Gerard wanted to use his mana efficiently, so smart play by him. A little lucky, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Julian still had a ton of life, though. I want to point that out. 20 life Wormcoil Engine was attacking for quite some time. Thragtusk gained some life. So he's got a lot of time.
Gerard going to fire up Raging Ravine because that's one that Oblivion Stone can't destroy. Ghost Quarter can, though, so Ghost Quarter will take care of that land. And now Fabiano will search up a land out of his deck. Gerard just trying to decide which basic he wants. He'll get a swamp.
It's a reasonable play from Gerard to just fire up the Raging Ravine in response to the Ghost Quarter's activation. Just mostly because, he has to apply pressure. He has to force Julian to do something, but he doesn't really want to overextend into the Oblivion Stone. The moment he plays a second permanent that can get blown up by it, Julian is almost assuredly going to take advantage of that and pop it off.
We're going to head back over to John now. He's looking for another big payoff.
Yeah, but he's down an Ugin, down a Wormcoil, down a Thragtusk. He still has a bunch of Karns, maybe Walking Ballistas to hit, as well as the extra copies of the other ones I mentioned.
Yeah, in his main deck, keep in mind this is a sideboarded game, of course, as there's a Sylvan Scrying, but in the main deck here for Julian John, 3 Wormcoil Engines, 2 Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, 3 Walking Ballistas, as now Tron is online. I think he
has a Walking Ballista.
I think he's casting a big spell. It's a Walking Ballista.
Pretty sure that's X equals 6. And that's enough to get the job done.
Julian John going to win this game. Match here over Gerard Fabiano. Mono Green Tron going to take care of John. And for Julian John, he's going to scooch on up to 8-1. Fabiano will slide down to 7-2. And that's going to do us here for round number 9. But before we go,